Parents and sister kicked me out of the house after they inherited everything from my grandfather, leaving me to survive on the streets at just 18. I barely managed to get by, even spending a period living in a tent. But after years of struggle, I achieved huge success. The moment I appeared on television, my family came back, this time with 8 police officers and 12 lawyers, all demanding a share of my inheritance, which had reached $5 billion, as if they couldn't accept that I built my life without them. When I turned 18, my life took a difficult turn. My parents and twin sister decided there wasn't enough space for me at home, essentially forcing me to leave. For the next few years, I struggled with an unstable life, moving from one temporary living situation to another, even living in a tent at one point. I did whatever I could to get by. Despite these challenges, I eventually built a stable life and was able to buy my own house. Now, at 26, just as I've gotten my life in order, my family has suddenly appeared, led by my sister who is now expecting her 4th child. They showed up at my door unannounced, looking to move in. This is the same sister who once pushed for me to be kicked out, saying there wasn't enough room for both of us in our childhood home. Growing up, I always felt like I was treated as less important than my sister. It was clear our parents preferred her, and they even admitted they wouldn't have had me if my sister hadn't been conceived. She was always the center of attention, getting all the best toys and clothes, while I barely received enough to keep up appearances. My sister has always shown selfish, narcissistic traits, likely because of how our parents favored her. Instead of being a supportive sibling, she consistently brought me down. The only person who ever treated me kindly in our family was my grandfather. He saw how unfairly I was treated, but when he passed away when I was 15, the last bit of kindness in my home disappeared. When my sister got pregnant as a teenager, our parents married her off to her boyfriend and brought him to live in our already crowded house. This left me without even a couch to sleep on. My dad sometimes slept on the living room couch, so that wasn't an option either. With nowhere else to go and being told not to ask relatives for help so the family's dysfunction would stay hidden, I was completely forced out. I ended up living in a tent in our backyard, which happened after the police mistakenly brought me home during a brief period of homelessness. This setup was meant to be a reward for keeping quiet about the reality of my living situation. After years of struggle and hard work, I finally managed to improve my life both physically and emotionally.